WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
The longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio.
And he's obviously Michael Cole.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Talking wrestling.
Yeah.
Because that's what this show's about. That's what we've been doing for over 16 years.
No. It's about sports entertainment.
And now here are your hosts of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon and Lucas DeSangro.
Will you stop marking out over there?
Sorry.
Move over, kid. I'm taking your microphone.
You're shallow. You know that?
I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. I don't remember what the hell I do anymore.
Shut up!
There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Ron Derry here with you alongside Lucas Twitch DeSangro.
Hello.
See, you looked like you had a little sad face there for a second. You all right?
I'm looking at my predictions.
Oh, yeah, well, there was that. Yeah, well...
Just how wrong I was.
Not as wrong as I was, though.
This is what happens when I try to make sense of things with WWE.
But you still got more than me.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, it wasn't good. We will leave it at that. Probably for the better. Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah.
We both suck today.
Yeah.
That pretty much explains how our picks were. No, I at least was, you were at least above 500 with your picks.
Not by much.
No, we'll not by much at all. But in hindsight, it's one of those. Why didn't I go with logic? Because logic would dictate Raw is the dominant brand.
To be fair, I went with logic as well, and I sort of went by that logic. But then I made a mistake in giving SmackDown
too much credit.
Yeah, three wins is too much credit apparently in Vince McMahon's eyes.
Well, on the actual pay-per-view, 1 win is too much credit. Yeah, we'll go over that here, and then we'll backtrack a little bit. So yeah, the kickoff for those who missed it, Team SmackDown winning the tag match with the Usos as the sole survivors. You got that one right. I didn't. Yeah, the one time I didn't pick SmackDown. And then on the main show, the Women's Survivor Series elimination match. Team Raw only having Nia Jax as the survivor. Which she was, she was not the crowd favorite by any means.
And she owned it, and I like that about her. You mad?
Oh, yeah, with thanks to the breaking of
Becky
Lynch's
face.
Face, nose.
Concussing
her, taking her off of the pay-per-view. It made for not so good times, to say the least.
Yeah.
And then you had Seth. Well, yeah, I whiffed on that one and you didn't. So already I was off to a rousing start.
I picked Nakamura. I also lost.
Well, no, I meant on the women's.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I was 0 for 2, and then we both went with Nakamura, who lost to Seth Rollins.
By far, probably one of the two out of the two matches of the nights, one of the best matches of the night. Oh
yeah, I would definitely say so. Yeah, the pay-per-view the night before, I think, definitely superseded it, but we'll delve into that a little bit more coming up here. Definitely. Also, well, the Raw Tag Team Champions getting the victory over the SmackDown Tag Team Champions with one interesting moment and one cringeworthy moment. And you could argue which is which. We'll delve deeper into, into both of those. We'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I ended up going with the bar, and the bar failed me.
Yeah.
I left a joke wide open for you there. You're not taking it? No? Okay.
No.
He's like, I want to stay on the show.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Smart boy.
Yeah, we don't want you to pull a Drake Maverick. We'll just leave it at that. Ooh. Yeah, that was terrible.
Actually, that's the sad thing. I thought it was quite amusing. Just more because I could make so many jokes out of that, and not the ones they made on Raw. Of a different ilk.
Yeah, I guess.
Ones that would not be allowed on the air.
Oh, well, of course.
Because he was, yeah.
Of course.
I'll tell you during the break.
Yeah, exactly. Buddy Murphy retaining the Cruiserweight Championship. I finally got one right. Woohoo! Woohoo! And then the men's elimination match. You had 3 survivors on that one. Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, and Bobby Lashley wiping out Team SmackDown, which we both kind of figured, well, Shane McMahon's on the team. They have to win, right?
No.
Not if it's SmackDown.
No, that's exactly why. Why did I? A lot of it was like, so the reason I picked the SmackDown tag team titles was I was just thinking going into it, which team seemed like they had more of it together.
Mm-hmm.
That was why I picked Raw's women's team to win, because it just seemed like they had more of a chance.
And then there were changes with the addition of Bayley and Sasha
Yeah.
Banks, and yeah, so there were changes that threw that whole chemistry off.
The fact that
But
Shane
they still won.
I was thinking of it because Strowman and Corbin and all that other stuff, it's like there's just so much dissension / smellness.
Yeah,
You know.
OSW reference.
Yeah. I was just thinking like, oh, I think I see how this could play out. Or maybe I was just thinking, well, Raw won last year, SmackDown won the year before. Maybe we're doing a little.
Yeah, who knows?
It's like field day. Orange won this year, Black will win next year. Orange won the year, will win the year after. You know.
Oh, okay.
Pennsbury.
Pensbury, for those unfamiliar outside of the local Levittown area here.
Yes.
Or those like me with gym night for Neshaminy, same type thing.
Well, we had sports night in high school, but I was talking more about like field day in middle school.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do sports night.
I wonder why.
No, it's not because I'm not athletic. It's just more because I just didn't want to.
Oh. Fair enough. All right, Ronda Rousey, the Raw Women's Champion, beating Charlotte Flair, the last-minute replacement by disqualification.
That was another great match.
And it still left room for more down the road.
Yeah.
So we'll see where and when they come back to that. And then Brock Lesnar and Daniel Bryan, who recently became not so liked by the crowd, although the crowd kind of gave more of a mixed reaction.
It was more like cheering for Bryan towards the end, and there was no other way you could have booked that, and that was what was fantastic. But they still made it amazing. Just the ending shot alone of Lesnar limping away, Bryan with a smile on his face, wide-eyed, he's licking his lips a little bit, like it was just amazing. American Dragon heel Daniel Bryan is back, and I am here for it.
Fair enough. And as we alluded to in the beginning, clearly the overall take from the pay-per-view is that Raw is the better brand and nobody had damn well better forget it. That and Vince McMahon loves toilet humor. As, yes, in the match, the Big Show, who was managing the tag team of the Bar. Sheamus and Cesaro, went over.
The Big Bar.
Yeah, the Big Bar indeed. Goes over to Drake Maverick, who, to give you an idea, the Big Show is 7 feet tall. Drake Maverick's like 5'4".
He's also the general manager of 205 Live, for any of you that don't watch the Cruiserweight division, which you should.
Exactly. So he goes over to basically reach that giant hand around his neck, and
Which it didn't even look like. He doesn't even have to clench.
No, he doesn't. It's just kind of
like
sitting
when an
there.
accessory that has like when an action figure has a hand that's very open and it has an accessory that perfectly fits. That's what it looked like. It's like, of course this fits there.
So, yeah, next thing you know, Drake Maverick, I'm going to date myself with this reference, pulls a Bill Paxton from the movie True Lies.
Ooh. Yeah, that is dated. I was going to say he pulls a Billy Madison.
Well, that's even slightly older than True Lies.
But people would have gotten that more, I feel like. I haven't even seen True Lies, and I outrank you in terms of how many movies has
I didn't realize there was a ranking to that.
Has a PWW host seen.
When was that? You know what?
Well, because you don't really watch movies.
No, but I have seen some, and True Lies is worth watching if for nothing else. Tia Carrera.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that. As Ric Flair would say, she's all the way live. Yeah, and Jamie Lee Curtis wasn't. Okay, we're way off topic on that here. But yes, to say the least,
this is not the kind of derailment we're used to.
No, it isn't.
Fearon talking about.
Careful.
Yeah.
But no, for all intents and purposes, Drake Maverick, while in the clutches of the Big Show, decided to make yellow. That's as safe as we'll put it for radio here. You can put all the pieces together on that. And wow, just like that, we are closing in on break number 1 here.
That's a smart move.
Probably not a bad idea. But on the other side, we'll get into War Games.
Strange game. The only winning move is not to play. How about a nice game of chess?
Okay, no, not that War Games. See, I went even older to 83.
Bueller.
Yeah, no, not the Matthew Broderick War Games, NXT TakeOver War Games, where we got a nice surprise appearance from the King of Bros. Bro.
That match.
Yeah. If you blinked, you missed it.
I think, is that now? Okay, so, we'll talk about it after the break.
Yeah, we'll take care of the business on the other side with that. But speaking of business, one thing I want to let you know is the place to get action figures, replica titles, sports memorabilia, banners, and more is at George's Cards and Collectibles. We're coming up Friday night, December 7th. Not too far away. From 7 to 9 p.m., we have not 1, not 2, but 3 signings. TNA Hall of Famer Gail Kim. A sigh of disappointment because you will be at training that night?
Most likely,
Or the
yes.
camp, actually. Yeah,
yes.
the camp that night for the Monster Factory. Also, indie star Britt Baker. Again, more frustration.
Not even because of the reason that you think. They're just both good wrestlers, and I enjoy watching their matches. The entire TNA Knockouts division was built around Gail Kim. Britt Baker's a former Monster Factory Girl Champion.
Wow, you're going all Brett on us here.
Frustrated isn't the word for it. This is bullshit. So much injustice around here. I've had it up to here.
You know it. You know it. Teddy Fall in the back knows it.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, goodness. And I didn't even get to the third person, which you're really gonna lose it on this one.
Uh-oh.
Former WWE superstar and current commentator Funaki.
Ah!
Yes, all will be at George's Neshaminy Mall location.
There's 2 people on the international broadcast teams that we both collectively mark out for. It is Funaki, it is Ray Rougeau. And I swear to God, if you say Ray Rougeau's also going to be there, I will lose it.
No. Although I do kind of mark out for Jean Pomerantsev, but that's a whole other story.
And on that
you okay
note,
there?
And on that note, it's time to take a
George's. Can I finish the live read, please?
Sure.
Thank you. As you continue to, you know what? I'm going to bite my tongue and move on. George's has 2 locations for all of your cards and collectibles needs. Their original store at 7755 New Falls Road in Levittown, and in the Neshaminy Mall in the movie theater wing. For more information, go to georgescollectibles.com and follow George's Cards and Collectibles on Facebook. So we'll be back with more of Twitch drawing more than a dime, apparently, at the moment. And a lot more news, notes, reaction, and otherwise. You're smirking
kayfabe,
at me.
brother, kayfabe. That's my thing.
That's your
Kayfabe.
thing?
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, well, you know the deal from the other side. That's coming up shortly here. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Join Paul Jolovitz every week for the Monday Night Kickoff Show. For guest and show information, visit WBCBSports.com.
Philadelphia Protestant Home is a premier senior living community that offers affordable, quality, independent living, personal care, skilled nursing, and rehabilitation. PPH is located on a beautiful, serene campus within minutes of Bucks County and features a variety of on-site amenities for active lifestyles. Elegant dining services, ice cream parlor, indoor pool and wellness center, bowling alley, computer learning center, greenhouse, bank, market, and coming soon, a pharmacy. Call now to schedule a tour, 215-697-8000, or visit us on the web at pphfamily.org. At PPH, we're family.
We all have the ability to touch the lives of those around us. To someone going through a difficult time, a text, a call, or a visit can mean so much. Reach out to the veterans in your life today. Let them know they're not alone. One simple act can make all the difference. That's the power of one. If you're a veteran in crisis or know one who is, visit veteranscrisisline.net for free 24/7 confidential support.
All commentators heard on WBCB express their own views. Their opinions are not necessarily those of others on WBCB, including the staff and management.
You won't see termites crawling across your floor, but thousands might be devouring the wood in your walls, weakening the structure of your home. For over 50 years, Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley has been in the exterminating business. If you think you have a pest problem, they're the experts. Call them today at 215-639-5455. That's 215-639-5455 for TPPC. Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley gives your home or business peace of mind, knowing your pest problem is in their hands. Located at 1560 Bristol Pike in Bensalem, they use only EPA-approved material applied by licensed technicians. Call Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley at 215-639-5455.
He's got the Luigi death stare from Fearon, so he might have to...
I didn't give you the Luigi death stare. That's not true.
You're breaking kayfabe.
Breaking kayfabe. Gonna break something else during this commercial.
There we go. That's what I like to see.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your hosts, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Are we getting into that controversy again?
I know how it feels, and it's not fun.
Welcome back.
There you go, breaking kayfabe. Again. Turns out it isn't my thing. I messed that up. Wow.
Settle down there, Debbie Downer. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com alongside Lucas Twitch DeSangro. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention him here, and he's giving me a look of like, you're a, well... Keep it up.
I said before, he even has glasses. I believe you when you say that. I know you were joking, but I don't think you are.
Well, Ryan, who I've made reference to a few weeks ago, he has been graciously contributing to the show, providing the Today in Wrestling History segments that you hear coming out of the second time out. And while he admittedly doesn't know a wrist lock from a wristwatch, as the old adage goes.
I'm sure he'll make a fine replacement, Fearon. Good for you. Really.
Well, you know, it's starting with a complete clean slate or a clean sheet of paper.
Fair enough.
Which you can certainly appreciate.
There you go, breaking the fourth wall again.
Hey,
Colt Cabana, how you doing? He can't hear you.
Well, speaking of how you doing, that is a great segue to a good old not-so-friend who made an appearance at the Survivor Series pay-per-view. Eric Arndt, who wrestled in WWE as Enzo Amore. He appeared in the crowd at the Survivor Series on Sunday, stood up on his chair at ringside, and yelled some of his old catchphrases before being quickly removed by security.
Oh, it was just like Enzo's matches towards the end, a beautiful train wreck.
Indeed. Yeah, he ended up performing the following night at a Los Angeles club as Real One, his new alias, so he was likely there for a publicity stunt. Yeah. And considering what he likely paid for a second-row seat and the minimal time that he spent in it, as he was kicked out at the start of that AOP against the bar match, yeah, it's...
Did he get to keep the chair? Did someone have to go get it for him?
You know, you asked that very same question that was brought up by Tommy Dreamer that I was going to get into a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot.
Ruined the bit.
Okay, well, now I understand why he's here. All right, I get it. I'm sorry. I'll get better. I'm sorry. I'll get better.
It's been over 5 years. You're only now proclaiming to get...
Hey, it's better late than never.
My goodness. Anyway, Enzo had conveniently released an album just hours before his Survivor Series appearance.
Convenient.
Yeah. And after getting kicked out, he would go on to tweet, "Just checked, still certified," in reference to his old catchphrase of being a certified G and a bona fide stud.
But
you can't teach that.
Did you see the T-shirt he was wearing? It said, "I'm doing great."
Yeah.
Are you? That's how you not try to promote your concert, is you try to hijack the place you used to work at? Are you really doing fine, Enzo? Are you?
Well, he also added, apparently you can't vape inside the Staples Center. # how you doing? Followed by a tweet linking to his new album.
I'm sure that's the reason you were kicked out.
And props to WrestleLamia for pointing out a tweet from Tommy Dreamer around that time, which you had just alluded to, saying, quote, "I just saw video of Enzo getting kicked out of Survivor Series. Biggest question needs to be answered. Does he still get to keep his commemorative chair? Because wrestlers in the first, I think it's 4 or 5 rows, get a commemorative Survivor Series chair.
Anyone who
that they get to
gets
take
floor
home.
seats, I believe that's...
Is it all floor seats?
I don't know. Okay, maybe not all floors. I don't know.
I know it's the first few rows. I don't know exactly how many because I don't have that kind of coin. Yes, I know.
Me neither.
Not even after doing this for almost a decade.
I don't get paid for anything. That's cool.
Not even on the job squad. Pin me, pay me.
Yeah.
So the humor, now I don't know if you know about this, the humor continued with Hurricane Helms.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
As he put up a picture of Enzo, who, prior to making his surprise appearance, had entered the arena wearing a black wig and a white hoodie over it. And there was a picture of that disguise next to E.T., the extraterrestrial, wrapped in the white blanket.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it gets better.
Oh, I miss him. Oh, he was so great.
And Hurricane commented, "One wanted to go home, one got thrown out and sent the F home." Obviously cleaned up for radio. Yeah, it was a DA something UQ or something like that is the actual spelling used. So yeah, you can spin the wheel to fill in that last letter.
The funny thing is, if you've met Shane Helms, that would be how he actually pronounces it.
Yeah. Which is why we, for all those years, got the "what's up with that?" as you fold the arms. Yes, very well done. So, yeah, back to War Games. Because I know, we conveniently, well, thanks to your very well-timed segue, we're able to get into the Enzo story. But back to War Games, which was very entertaining.
Yes.
Start to finish.
Yes.
There were 2 things, though. Yeah, bro. Yeah, Matt Riddle with the 7-second victory over Cassius Ohno. Just knee to the face, and that was it. Yeah. Oh no, oh bro. And then also Shayna Baszler retaining the NXT Women's title in the 2 out of 3 Falls match.
Yes, and a nice little appearance by Io Shirai and Dakota Kai.
Yeah, do you think it was a little too much interference?
Well, no, it was because
I get it, yeah, but I don't know. That was again. I had minor nitpicks with the entire thing. Aleister Black beating Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa beating Velveteen Dream to retain the NXT title, and Ricochet, Pete Dunne, and the War Raiders beating Undisputed Era in the War Games match, the 4-on-4 2-ring spectacular.
Oh, and spectacular it was.
It was. Now, the 2 things that stood out to me were very minor critiques of the otherwise entertaining show. A sequence in 2 different matches that made me lose the reality of the moment. One of them, I think we had talked about off-air, was in the middle of the Black Gargano match. There was just this, they'd already beaten each other up for a good 10 to 12 minutes, and all of a sudden it was, I do a move on you, you do a move on me, and it was like the last 12 minutes of being beat up were forgotten.
Yeah.
And
there's something I sort of want to point out after you're done that has to do with like the move that he did during that sequence that everyone seems to do now.
Yeah. And what has quickly been, I don't know, what is it? The Tower of Doom spot, I guess is what it's referred to, where it's very conveniently set up for all 7 people to kind of fall at the same time in this case.
Oh, like a superplex sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah, like some sort of superplex power bomb. Like it seemed a little contrived.
Yeah,
I mean, it was one of those where you knew they were going for the visual, but it
pops the crowd though. All the time it does. And no matter how many times, even if you're there and you're in the moment, it's like, oh my God, they're doing it.
But looking at it just from a TV perspective, it was kind of an Oh, come on. Really? And then everybody just kind of conveniently standing there so Ricochet, the 8th person, could do some flippy thingy off the top of the cage.
My God.
What?
You really do sound like
a grizzled old vet. Is that where you were going with there?
Yes.
To not get you in trouble?
Oh, I'll get in trouble at some point. Believe me, I'll do something.
Well, to keep you out of trouble in this case, at least.
Yeah.
Withholding the names to protect the innocent and to protect you from being guilty.
To protect the guilty party.
I suppose. Well, speaking of protection, it's the best way I could work out of that here. Somebody who wishes he could have had a little bit of it was good old JR.
Ooh.
Who tweeted last Saturday morning about a fall he had suffered the night before, leaving him bloodied with a black eye. He showed a gruesome selfie of the injury and said, "Took a bad bump last night. The concrete went over. Still going to OU football tonight. #Boomer Sooner." That is dedication. Just completely beaten, bloodied. Your eye is almost swollen shut because of how black it is. And you're still going to your committed football game with the Oklahoma Sooners.
Yeah.
That is dedication. I do not have anywhere close to that kind of college football dedication.
Same.
Hoot hoot.
Hoot hoot. Ooh.
Hoot hoot indeed.
Ooh.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I never really got into the sports scene, football or basketball down there at the Big T. Yeah, just
Big T.
Never happened. Yeah, good old TU.
Fight for the cherry and the white, for the cherry and the white. Fight. Yeah, sorry.
Oh yeah, that's right. Your brother is an alum too.
Yes.
Brother. Yeah, no stories on him this week. Kind of surprising.
Whom? Rocco or Hulk? Both.
Yes, both. A little bit of both.
Right.
So, well, while we're getting into family members, should we talk about your unofficial dad, Dean Ambrose?
Yes. There's always time to talk about Dad.
Well, considering the little bit of uncomfortable topic that he broached on Monday, should I refresh your memory?
No, I know.
Well, for those who didn't hear this past Monday on Raw, Seth Rollins was calling out Ambrose for a fight as they've been at each other since splitting up from the Shield. And, well, with other partner of the Shield, or now former partner, Roman Reigns out thanks to legitimate leukemia, Ambrose had a little something to say about that in confronting Seth Rollins on the video screen.
You don't get it yet, do you, man? Things have changed. Over the past 6 years, the Shield did more harm than good, sure. They love the Shield all over the world, but nobody knows how we were when the camera stopped rolling. We were rotten to the core from the very beginning. And now time has caught up to us, and we're all gonna pay for it in different ways. The old saying goes, what goes around comes back around on you. And it's come back around on us in a big way, and now we're all gonna get what we deserve. I mean, look at Roman. For Roman's part, for what Roman did in the Shield, he has to answer to the man upstairs. And what's worse, you have to answer to me. So you want to know why? You want to know what's happening? You want to know what's going on? You want to know what's going to happen next? Well, here I am.
And he ended up going to the back, and of course he wasn't there. More mind games. But the story to that, you could hear the uncomfortable murmuring in the crowd.
And the boos.
And a little bit of booing in referencing Roman Reigns, who is taking a legitimate hiatus and had to forfeit the Universal Championship because he is fighting a return of a bout of leukemia, cancer, and it being exploited on TV. And this leads me to two different schools of thought. One is, I guess, a bit of an older school thought of, this is wrestling, brother, nothing's sacred. But this is different times now. Do you think that was a little too far?
Well, from an outside perspective of someone, like if I was someone who, from an outsider's perspective, I would think, yeah, it's too far because there's two factors I think about, because my initial reaction is, oh, are you? And then I think, well, okay, Roman comes from a family that is wrestling is ingrained in their blood, their psyche, everything. He comes
the
from
NYE family.
They come from a wrestling family. This is not new to people that come from wrestling families. Look at Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
That whole thing, whether or not it was tasteless, it may come off as tasteless, but WWE will not just
throw that out there.
They have to get. I'm sure they have to get some sort of clearance from Roman, and Roman, of course, is going to say, yeah, sure, because that's just how it doesn't make it right. No, but that's just how it is, unfortunately. Do I think, from a character standpoint, I don't want to say I thought it was great, because I don't want to come off as a heartless piece of garbage. But in terms of what they're trying to do with Dean, it works. Do I like it? Maybe I don't. I'm not sure. But it works with what they're trying to, like, from a storytelling standpoint.
Trying to make him a sleazeball
like
kind of thing.
Piece of, like they're trying to make him into pretty much John Moxley, just watered down. You can't do half the stuff that he did when he was John Moxley. So you got to find other ways to do it.
Okay, that is a fair assessment. I don't know. For me, and again, maybe this is where my bias comes in. Having immediate family members who have fought and thankfully beaten cancer. Well, one who has and one who unfortunately didn't. I think it strikes a different chord. So, not necessarily leukemia, but just cancer in general is one of those things where it does strike a chord with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So maybe perhaps that is the instance where may have wanted to reconsider. But, weren't we talking about this, 5 years ago with CM Punk and Paul Bearer? After Paul Bearer died?
Yeah, and Punk, I was listening actually to an old interview on Opie and Anthony that Punk did. And they were talking to him about that, and he said that he was in Minnesota and he talked to Paul Bearer's kids, and they were both like ecstatic about that, because they know that that's something Paul would have
signed off on.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be one of those debates that rages on, kind of like how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop.
Okay, the Owl said 3. I'm going by his judgment.
Yeah, he chomped into it.
Okay. But he counted. Sure he did, champ.
Yeah. All right. I think on that note, we're going to take care of our second and final timeout here, and then the spotlight will shine on good old Ryan in here, who is, he just politely waves.
Hello.
Yeah. He's like, I'll let my voice be heard on the grandiose announcement of what happened on this date in the past here, and let that speak for itself. He is nodding. He is nodding profusely. But first, I was gonna say it's 12:39. You know what time it is?
Time to
talk about our good
broken.
friends. Oh yeah, it's time to get broken. Exactly, as if this show isn't already. It's time to stock up on brews for the holiday season at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. And if you didn't make it yesterday, make sure to head on in to pick up Bubba's Sour Tea Bag, the Bubba's Tea Bag beer that has been soured and aged 9 months in wine barrels. It's pretty good.
From what I've heard, yes.
Yeah, it's very grapey. I had a little sample of it yesterday. Just a little taste.
Just the flavor.
Yeah, a little bit. And make sure to wish co-owner Bubba a belated happy birthday as he recovers from the paintball wounds of zombie turkey paintball from yesterday.
Oh, I forgot about that. Right. Ooh.
Yeah, plus turning the big 4-0. Yeah, milestone
So you know
birthday.
they really hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Also, tonight brings the return of the ever-favorite Kinky Quizzo with Dawn. Yes, always a wild, fun night. Sorry, Ryan, we have to wait a few years before you get onto that.
Ha! Now you know how it feels. Cue the Apu meme. Or the bit.
Exactly. And don't forget some of the other weekly features, including Sunday Bloody Marys and Bloody Flights, as well as Brews from noon to 5. Tuesdays bring Jackbox.tv onto the big screen, and it's free to play from your cell phone. Wednesdays, you have Quizzo from the Dark Side with bartender Reese. Thursdays, you've got the house musician Mike Estabrook, who has tunes, and Estabingo, which can help you win chances at a quarterly jackpot.
Estabingo. Isn't comedy fun?
It is. Fridays, you've got live music from a variety of acts, and Saturdays bring a hodgepodge of events. Just a few reasons why it's always a good time at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Broken Goblet Brewing, the semi-official brewery of Pro Wrestling Weekly. Please enjoy responsibly.
Do we want to talk about Thanks for the Laughs 4 at all?
It was a very entertaining time. You and I did get to go to that. Yeah, we'll throw that out there.
It was very fun.
Yeah, the 4th annual ticketed event with nationally known comedians Don Jameson and Jim Florentine from that metal show.
Yes, and how bad my timing is.
All right, I won't be able to do Don Jameson's comedic timing justice, but yes, you had finished up work.
I just finished up work. I walk in, and I was hoping, because last year they had like a warm-up act. Like they had, like I think it was like their manager or something like that. Somebody like did a few minutes. So I thought, hopefully they're doing that. And then I see Don Jameson's on stage, and I go, oh, crud. And then he goes, hey, man. I'm like, ah. How's it going? Can I get you something like a bleeping watch? Oof. I was like, and there's no, and you said, oh, you took it well. I'm like, I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
You can't win. What am I going to do? Heckle? No. You see how that works out?
Yeah, heckling is not the way to go.
Oh, it was a great show, though. It was just.
Well,
I just walked to the back and
there were there was a little more back and forth that I don't know if I can repeat.
But it was because I went to the back and I just hugged Franz. I'm like, this is gonna be a long night already.
But it was a long, fun night.
It was.
It settled down after that, and there were lots of laughs and lots of.
Can I at least do the thing because he offered to buy me?
Oh, okay, yeah, you can
He's
say
like,
that. That's
oh yeah,
fine.
Okay, man. Well, thanks for coming. Let me buy you a beer. What do you want? And I just yelled back like, I'm 20, which got a bit of a laugh.
And yeah, then he
offered a root beer.
Well, he offered a root beer and compared himself to not doing something like a particular Hollywood actor. We'll leave it at that.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't want to space out too much on that.
He wasn't trying to build a house of cards on stage.
Exactly.
Ooh, I'm getting good at this radio thing.
Yeah. It only took you 5.5 years.
It's going to take. I'm not good at it yet. I'm starting to.
Yeah. Slow progress.
Slightly, only slightly.
Slowest escalator upward. All right, we're coming back here. We've got more wrestling stuff to get into, including a WWE Hall of Famer who spent Turkey Day in an ICU. Uh-oh. We'll let you know who had that bad news and how it's actually getting better. All that and more here on Pro Wrestling Weekly on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Chickies and Pete's, your favorite local sports bar with the best in-game experience. Catch all the action and the players at Chickies and Pete's all season long. Live football shows all season, featuring the Brandon Graham Show every Monday. Plus, the Chickie and Pete's Players Lounge with many more special guests. Enjoy daily drink specials, signature menu items, and our world-famous crab fries. Chickies and Pete's is a proud partner of the Philadelphia Eagles and the official caterer of the Touchdown Club at Lincoln Financial Field. Head to chickiesandpete's.com for the full schedule.
I'm Henry Carpenter, a certified elder law attorney, and we're Bucks County Elder Law, a life care planning law firm. Don't worry, this is not another one of my gloomy ads. As hard as it may seem to believe, elder law can actually be fun. Often, we help seniors do wonderful things for their family. Maybe it's protecting money for a grandchild's education, maybe a wedding, or maybe preserving a vacation home for future generations. Maybe it's ensuring the long-term care of a loved one, like a dog or cat, bird or horse, or addressing the complex issues of a blossoming romance that's heading into a second, third, third, or fourth marriage. I'm Henry Carpenter, and we're Bucks County Elder Law. We're here when you need us for the happy times as well as the trying times. At Bucks County Elder Law, we empower you to make the best legal, care, and planning decisions for you and your family. We invite you to call us today at 215-493-0727 to schedule a free initial consultation. Join us each Tuesday at 9 a.m. for Senior Legal Strategies right here on WBCB, and to visit our website at www.buckscountyelderlaw.com.
Join us Monday night as we break down the upcoming Eagles matchup with Paul Jolovitz and Tom Cardella with the Independence Blue Cross Monday Night Kickoff Show from Gallows Seafood and the Ashburner Inn in the Great Northeast. Join Paul, Tom, and a different Eagles guest each week from 6 to 7 p.m. as they talk about the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. The Independence Blue Cross Monday Night Kickoff Show every Monday night on 1490 WBCB, 610 ESPN, on WBCBSports.com and Facebook Live.
More people are online every day to check and pay their bills. Now you can have your BCWSA utility bill delivered electronically. Enrollment couldn't be easier. Just go to bcwsa.net or call 800-222-2068. With e-billing, you have control to see your bills when you want, set reminders for each new bill, and best of all, the service is free. Sign up for e-billing at bcwsa.net. Your partner for a safer environment, BCWSA. Proven.
Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, November 24th. On this date in 1983, the NWA held its Starrcade pay-per-view. In the main event, Ric Flair defeated Harley Race in a steel cage match to win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. On this date in 1988, the WWF held its Survivor Series pay-per-view. In the main event, Hercules, Hillbilly Jim, Coco Beware, Hulk Hogan, and Randy Savage defeated the Red Rooster, Haku, Ted DiBiase, Akeem, and the Big Boss Man in a Survivor Series elimination match. On this date in 1993, the WWF held its Survivor Series pay-per-view. In the main event, Lex Luger, The Undertaker, and the Steiner Brothers defeated Crush, Ludwig Borga, Quebecer Jacques, and Yokozuna in a Survivor Series elimination match. On this date in 1996, WCW held its World War III pay-per-view. In the main event, The Giant won the 60-man, 3-ring World War III Battle Royale. On this date in 2013, WWE held its Survivor Series pay-per-view. In the main event, Randy Orton pinned The Big Show to retain the WWE Championship. This has been Today in Wrestling History, November 24th.
Bonzer job, Ryan. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. You can hop on the mic and say something, absolutely.
Move over, kid. He's taking my microphone.
What a callback.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Glad to be on.
Yeah, good. We appreciate your contributions to the show, and I know that your dad, Sean, who is a longtime listener of the program, is proud as... I was going to say pleased as punch or proud as a peacock or one of those analogies or things. I couldn't think of the word.
Right.
I still can't. Oh well.
Right. So who's doing the Pensbury reading again? All right. Cool. There. Great.
I was trying to think of a word and it just wasn't coming to me.
Whatever. Apparently I have Pensbury jokes too. Oof.
Ladies and gentlemen, Twitch Norton.
I stink.
I'm going to make a note of that for a drop later.
Yeah, I wasn't even really talking that much into the mic, so good luck.
I can do audio editing. I'm good at that.
Darn it!
Yeah, he stays back from the microphone because, like Austin Powers, he has trouble controlling the volume of his voice.
Sorry. Ryan,
Yeah?
You can have the mic back. I apologize.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'll take the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do that.
Oh, yeah.
Take the mic.
He's like the New World Order. We're taking over. Or maybe the BWO, one of the two. Blue World Order. So, yeah.
Yep.
Riveting.
Yeah. Dynamite drop in, Monty. He's not the best color man in the business for nothing. Major League reference. We'll tell you after the show.
Oh, yeah, we can't exactly during the break, yeah.
No, yeah, we had our last break. All right, so I was going to say, I think we've stalled enough time for Lucas to finish whatever it is that he's working on.
So am I taking the mic back, or does he?
Well, I mean, oh, that scowl. Oh, wow. Grudge match already occurring here.
Thank you.
Well,
You might as well add stuff to it. Add stuff to the broadcast while you're on the mic. It's not just there.
True.
well, as mentioned before, he's. I guess.
sound like
yeah.
the bitter ex-wife that's being replaced by the new trophy one. That's what I sound like.
So would that make me the one with the midlife crisis trading in for a younger model?
Yes, that is exactly what it is.
Ryan, you're allowed to audibly laugh. You don't have to like chuckle
here.
and tease.
Oh,
the boss is here. All right,
now,
now,
boys, this is.
Yeah, it's more of like a little hum laugh, like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you see.
Fair enough. It was just
Great for radio.
Yeah. We brought the boss in. Now I'm really in trouble. All right, let's get back somewhat on track here. So WWE announced on Tuesday that the host of the 2019 Survivor Series now that we're past 2018, at least in terms of the Survivor Series, will be the city of Chicago. Ooh. Yes, as the 4 events will all emanate from the Allstate Arena over 4 consecutive nights. It'll start Friday, November 22nd with SmackDown Live airing on Fox. That's right, because that'll be set to go by that point. The new TV contract and whatnot. $200 and something million.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of dough.
That is a lot of dough. And then, of course, Saturday, November 23rd, it'll be NXT TakeOver on the WWE Network.
Would
Sunday,
that be War Games 3, do you think?
more than likely.
Yay.
And then SmackDown Live airing, after SmackDown and NXT TakeOver, you've got on Sunday the 24th, 1 year from today, because today's November 24th. It'll be Survivor Series on the WWE Network, and then finally Monday the 25th, Monday Night Raw will air on the USA Network with the other lucrative TV deal.
It's all about the money. It's all about the money. It's all about the.
Wow, had to get Twitch McMahon in here, huh?
Well, yeah.
Just a little bit.
The studio's already packed enough. My bad.
Just getting all the cameos in here. All the cameos.
Apparently, this is my last broadcast, so I sort of have to. This in memoriam.
In memoriam. Twitch.
I got to do the honors. Apparently, that's what I have to do.
8/3/2013 to 11/24/28. No, you're not going anywhere unless you choose to.
I'm
which
sure
I was considering.
I'm sure that's what Opie said to Anthony.
Well, considering all the places you've gone recently, you can understand why I'm at least sending feelers out.
Bill Burr for third mic. Sorry, it's an old bit.
Of
I'm
course
sure John
is.
from Northeast Philly would get it.
And he'd be the only one.
Fair enough.
So far announced for the TLC event, the next WWE pay-per-view on December 16th, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, oh my. In San Jose, California, you've got Seth Rollins against Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship. We heard about them bickering earlier, slightly uncomfortably. Ronda Rousey...
No, they weren't on the show with us.
Not on this show with us,
Oh,
no.
you said bickering uncomfortably. Sorry. See, prove my point right there.
No, not. I've got 7 minutes. I'm not going to head desk. Not going to do it. I want to not be concussed heading into the end of the show here. You've got Ronda Rousey against Nia Jax for the Raw Women's Championship. Also, the finals of the Mixed Match Challenge, where the winners will receive the respective number 30 slots in the Men's and Women's Royal Rumble in January. And Braun Strowman against Baron Corbin, where the stipulation is if Strowman wins, not only will he receive a title shot at the Royal Rumble, but Baron Corbin will be stripped of his interim general manager power status. But if Corbin wins, he will be named permanent general manager. So we'll get more into that over the course of the next few weeks as we go along here. And it appears that All Elite Wrestling will be the name of the potential startup promotion backed by Tony Khan, son of the Jacksonville Jaguars owner Shad Khan. as there were a bunch of trademarks that were filed on November 5th, including for AEW, AEW All Out, reference to All In, maybe, All Elite Wrestling, Tuesday Night Dynamite, maybe a new Tuesday show with SmackDown moving from Tuesday to Friday nights, as well as AEW Double or Nothing. So those were all filed as noticed on a trademark website by WrestlingNews.co. Also, while Khan's name is not mentioned in the filings, the address listed for the LLC is the same as the Jacksonville Jaguars Stadium. So, interesting to see how that goes along. And AXS issued a press release to announce that there will be a same-day broadcast of Wrestle Kingdom 13 on same-day tape delay, as Wrestle Kingdom will be airing live from Japan. So it'll be airing on tape delay Friday, January 4th, as it's always on January 4th, at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and it's headlined by IWGP Heavyweight Champion Kenny Omega against Hiroshi Tanahashi, and IWGP Intercontinental Champion Chris Jericho against Tetsuya Naito.
Yeah, and you said it right. Good on you. Can of Coke to you, bro.
Thank you. And finally, the Hall of Famer spending Thanksgiving in intensive care.
Oh, wait, what about didn't they announce a broadcast team for NJPW?
Yes, Kevin Kelly and Don Callis of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yay. Thank you.
Had to get that in there. We're cutting for time here. So Hacksaw Jim Duggan was in an intensive care unit in South Carolina, according to his daughter Celia, and there was an image of her and her family surrounding Duggan as he sat up in a hospital bed with a caption, "Happy Thanksgiving from the Duggan family to yours. Dad is in ICU, but in good spirits, and we are all doing good. We have a lot to be thankful for this year, and I'm sure it's more than just this."
I'm thankful for the privilege of living right here in the good old US of A. Tough guy.
Yeah, going back to Survivor Series 89.
Wow.
But Duggan did tweet yesterday, "Great news, getting out of the intensive care unit. Thanks for all the thoughts and prayers. I may be getting out of the hospital this weekend, I hope." And also noted, "Great to have my family with me at a time like this. Still hopeful to get out of the hospital tomorrow, so we'll see." So we've got like 3 minutes left, not even, so it's time for...
Birthdays!
We've got 1 + 5 Brucey bonuses.
Follow that kid.
I'm sure he can.
There you go.
On this date in 1980...
That's a new drop. There you go.
Elizabeth Koshansky was born, the former WWE Divas Champion, 3-time WWE Women's Champion, and youngest wrestling inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame, better known as the Glamazon Beth Phoenix.
And she's still making her Hall of Fame speech now. Hello!
She turns 38 today.
That one was for you, V1.
And that's it as far as in wrestling, so let's go to the Brucey bonuses outside of the world of wrestling.
Well, yeah, she took too long in her happy birthday song.
You can relate. Yeah. On this date in 1938...
Well, that's because I have Tourette's. I can't get all the words out without stuttering.
Enough. On this date in 1938, Oscar Palmer Robertson was born. The 12-time NBA All-Star, 2-time Basketball Hall of Famer, and Olympic gold medalist nicknamed the Big O, Oscar Robertson turns 80 today. On this date in 1941, Randolph Peter Scanlon was born. The English musician best known as the original drummer for the band The Beatles before being succeeded by Ringo Starr in 1962, known professionally as Pete Best, turns 77 today.
Poor Ringo.
Yeah. On this date in 1947, William Dwight Schultz was born. The actor and voice artist known for his roles as Captain Howling Mad Murdoch on the TV series The A-Team, as well as Reginald Barclay in Star Trek The Next Generation, Star Trek Voyager, and the film Star Trek First Contact. He turned 71 today. This is in your wheelhouse next, Lucas. On this date in 1964, Bradley Sherwood was born. The actor, comedian, writer, and game show host, best known for his appearances on the British and American versions of the award-winning improvisational comedy show Whose Line Is It Anyway, turns 54 today.
Oh,
Brad Sherwood, yeah.
It's weird hearing... I only know him... It's weird hearing...
I know. That's why I throw you off with that. And finally...
I'm like, oh, Brad, right.
Yeah, Brad. On this date in 1974, Stephen James Merchant was born. The English writer, director, comedian, and actor best known for his collaborations with Ricky Gervais and Carl Pilkington.
He's also director of the new Page movie.
Mm-hmm. And the co-writer and co-director of the popular British and later U.S. sitcom The Office, and also known for his role as Wheatley in the 2011 video game Portal 2.
Ah, that was for you.
He turns 44 today. That was absolutely for me. Happy birthday to all, and that's going to just about do it for us here. Teddy Faw's up next with the Country Roads and the Country Roads Memory Spotlight artist of Crystal Gale. That's it for us. Play us out, Nutsy.
1 o'clock and all's well.
Celebrating 60 years of broadcasting excellence. We're 1490 WBCB.